Yes.
So I'm kind of thinking this is like my own personal therapy.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And I'm not telling you that these are actual problems that I have
Okay.
because I'm wanting it to sound like, hey, I have a question for a friend.
Now I'm even more frightened.
No, it's
okay,
just,
go for it.
it's me.
Okay.
But it's really, I have a friend
Okay.
who wants to know
Yes.
why do people,
Mm-hmm.
why does this friend of mine take things so personally? Why is it that everything for my friend, why does everything for my friend,
Okay, friend.
this is my friend, hi, why is it that everything is personal? Yeah.
Okay. My personal
Oh
opinion
my gosh, I can't
in
believe I
regards
asked you
to
this
this
question.
is
Ugh.
that
Uh-huh.
I think that your friend
Oh, no, yes, my friend.
takes everything personal
Yes.
when they're insecure.
Uh-huh.
That's when your friend
Mm-hmm.
takes everything very personal.
Mm-hmm.
That, not everything is said or that strangers do or that people's comments is personal.
Yeah.
I think it's when people are in an insecure state of mind, that's when, I know for me, that's when I take things very personal. It's I'm in an insecure place. So something that it would go in one ear and out the other, that you might say or that somebody might say that I would want to kind of bark at. And when I realized it has really nothing to do with what the people or whoever has said, whether it's you or the kids or whomever, that it's more about me than what they've said. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I really believe that when the ego gets involved,
Yes, very
then
much so.
things sound personal, right? When the ego gets involved,
You take them personally.
then everything seems like it's about my friend. Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
your friend.
Yeah. But when the ego isn't involved, and the ego mind, right? We can talk about big mind, little mind. Little mind to me is the ego mind, where everything is being processed as if it has to do with me. Big mind is I see things in a much larger perspective, that what it is that the person is talking about really has a much bigger point than just me. And when I can step back and have a big mind perspective and see it as something more global, that's very helpful. Then I think my friend can relax and hear things in a different way. As soon as the little mind creeps up, then the ego gets involved, and it's on.
Well, and you know what I think you should tell your little mind, or your friend should tell his little mind, is,
It could be her.
or her,
You don't know the friend.
is
Mhm.
the universe does not revolve around you.
Mm.
Therefore, really what's being said doesn't really have anything to do with you.
Yeah, and when anybody's operating out of the little mind, ego mind, you can't say anything like that, because it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. There can be no other explanation.
Yeah, it's very black and white
It's
thinking.
black and white, and I've dug in, and there's no changing my mind. When that's occurring, that's really when I recognize I'm in the little mind headspace, right?
You're recognizing that?
No, my friend does. Yeah.
No, I would say that your friend doesn't recognize that when you're like that. It's when the people around you do not feed that any energy.
Well, that's very helpful. And again, in that ego mind, I can become, or my friend can become, even more intense to try to convince people or compel people to join in.
Debate people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And some people, just never give it up. they developed a whole life around the little mind, the ego mind, that it's them all the time, that everything that is ever said. And in my experience, when you listen deeply to somebody that's stuck in that ego mind or little mind, you start realizing the history of how it is that they came to this point.
Yes.
They've gathered,
it's very helpful.
They've gathered a lot of information,
a lot of
over
evidence.
years, and maybe it's kind of has to do with how they were raised, and it really just seems like the best way to manage things, and it doesn't dawn on them why it is that life has been so hard. In fact, people that have lived with little mind, ego mind kind of thinking, they just chalk up, well, you know what, that's just why it is everywhere. People are like that everywhere. It doesn't even dawn on them that they have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Right? So
until
what
they
was
get out of that space.
So what was it that my friend wondered? What was the why do? What was my original question?
My original question is, I really don't remember.
Well, I think it was, why do people take things so
personally? Yes.
Yeah.
That is why.
Yeah.
That was the question posed.
So it's this expansion and contraction. Big mind, little mind. And I'm always, my friend, is always going in and out of this big mind, little mind. And the freedom and the comfort and the place of respite and retreat is big mind. Little mind is
bad.
very, very,
It's
I don't know
very
that it's bad, it's just not a great function when it comes to
No, it's bad.
human interaction.
It's bad in
but
our
little
human interaction.
Little mind, there are things that you should be concerned about. There are things that you should focus on. There are things that require your attention. Except when you start getting really frustrated and angry and it starts to feel like you're grinding on forever, that's when little mind really does not work for you.
Correct.
And taking a deep breath and going back out to big mind can really, really solve a lot.
And help you get stuff done.
So that was why do.
Okay.
And
That's good.
I'm glad you
I hope your friend watches this.
My friend is always watching this. As should you always be watching this, and always be looking for us on all social media platforms, because we are littering the planet with embraced.life, because we are such believers in people getting to a place where they really, really embrace life.
Yeah.
This isn't just some kind of therapy or psychology. This is about embracing all that life has. Because when you're embracing all that life has, you are living in the best psychological health.
Yes.
You're living in your innate well-being. So check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Patreon, on our podcast, and like and subscribe and become a member. Patreon members, oh my goodness.
The insiders.
They are getting tons of information
Yeah.
that others don't get.
Yes.
They're really, really getting to know us. They're really getting to know
A much better understanding.
why we are crazy and how crazy really looks. I mean, if you want to see crazy, become an insider and check out crazy. There's ways people look when they go out in the world, but when they're behind closed doors, holy moly. So insiders is behind the scenes. Join our membership, check out Patreon, and we're glad you guys tuned in. Ask us questions and comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.